doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself of a time when in spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I
tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below.
Hello! What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? And welcome to a new type of stream that I'm working on, where I'm going to be doing a lot more homebrewing, and I have effectively marketed it as the Homebrewery. Let me just go live, go full screen, bam! What's up, everybody? I apologize for the background for right now. I'm working on it, obviously. Also, I installed, if I keep looking up, it's because I'm looking at my new third monitor, which is just an old TV that I put up on the wall. So two things. One, this will be fixed. I'll have a better one, a better background for this for right now. But for those wondering, WPG, exclamation point WPG in the chat will take you to the Twitter account of the brand new, I'm calling it a business because actually my friend and I filed for an LLC for it because we're fucking weird like that. But we have decided to market more of our homebrew stuff. Mostly because both of us want to get more into writing adventure modules, character things like that. And we've just been kind of like doing it like fucking around like in our own games. But, excuse me, we kind of want to really start marketing it more. So we figured this would be a pretty good way to do that. So if you check it out, give it a follow. Thank you, Will, for hitting that command. The other thing is right now I have my audio coming through my other monitor because I didn't feel like wearing a headset. So if you guys can hear it, like if it's becoming distracting, just tell me and I'll throw on my headset. It's not that big of a deal. Excuse me. Yeah, so we got a lot of cool stuff coming. Also, another cool command I added is exclamation point DMs Guild. Hey, Spawnkill, thank you for hitting that command. So, if you do exclamation point DMs Guild, that will take you to a link, a search link, for all the content that I, so far, my partner has not written anything yet. Well, he has, but he hasn't published it yet. All the stuff I've put over on DMs Guild. So, actually, let me show you. So, let's go full screen for a second. Bam. As you can see, boom, we already on World Anvil. We'll come back to that in a second. Sephrons, thank you for the resub. 21 months in a row. Thanks, dude. So this is a brand new, what's the word I'm looking for? Theme, I guess. Like, I have my gaming set up on Streamlabs where it has, like, all the alerts and things like that. I have not done anything yet with the alerts for this particular thing, so there's no cool animation, so I'll just make one, like, resub, yeah! Cool. But, eventually, because I kind of threw this together a couple nights ago, because I honestly tossed around the idea of making a separate Twitch account for Wandering Pilgrim Games, but I'm like, that's too much. Like, I just keep it all here. It's not that big of a deal. So I made a whole new set of scenes on Streamlabs. So I haven't done the alert settings yet. I haven't done a bunch of stuff. I have very basic stuff so far, as you guys will see in just a second. But again, for those of you guys who may have just showed up, because I think the viewer count's kind of going up and down, my audio is coming through my monitor. If it's like interrupting the microphone, let me know and I'll throw on headphones and then won't be a problem anymore. But thank you for clicking that link, and also I'll show you, if you do click that link, bam, it brings you to this, the DMs Guild page where the search crew is Wandering Pilgrim Homebrew. I had to throw in Homebrew because otherwise there's like other things that have those words in them, like Wandering and Pilgrim. But these are 4 of the things that I have posted to DMs Guild. I have a full-on class that I made a while ago, and I have 3 subclasses. One is a monk subclass, one is a druid subclass, and one is a barbarian subclass. I also have a bard subclass that I'm actually going to show you because I'm going to work on it today, because it's going through a bunch of revisions, and I'm still trying to tweak it and make sure it all makes sense. So that's primarily what I'm going to be working on. But the other big thing, too, is for those of you guys who followed that link, exclamation point WPG, for those of you guys who have seen the Twitter account, actually, I can just pull it up right now. So, go this real quick, because I don't want you guys to see my cool Twitter passwords. Captain Plankton, what up? Chris Pratt's dad. It's hurtful. So hurtful. There we go. Okay. So, we logged in. There we go. Boom. Alright, so, we are logged in to the Twitter account of Wandering Pilgrim Games. Also, cool story. I have a logo being made. So, very soon, there will be an actual, like, I just kind of whipped this together in Photoshop pretty quickly. Like, just had the logo. I do like this right here, but I wanted a better header and stuff like that. But I do have a very cool thing coming up. Also, wow, Five Finger Death Punch. I forgot I had this on my song playlist. But you know what? Fuck it. We're listening to it. Because it's an amazing song. So, if you type in !WPG, you'll get the link to this Twitter account, which please, if you can, follow it because it means a lot, guys. So, the one thing here is, I didn't want to focus on just D&D. Mostly because, let me go this real quick so I can show you guys full screen. I have a whole fucking shelf over there full of books. And, like, for different systems. And I really... Move this over a bit. Do you have a command for your music playlist? No, I don't. I thought I had a Spotify... Hold on. I thought I had a Spotify thing built in to Twitch. Interesting. I thought I did. Guess not. Yeah, but basically it's just all the songs that I've saved. So it's not an actual playlist. It's everything I like and I save it. So it has like it has the fucking God of War soundtrack. It has fucking Five Finger Death Punch. It has Jonathan Young. Like it's random shit. But I could have sworn. Let me check something real quick. Open up yet another new tab. I really could have sworn that I had a thing set up for this. Where if you went to my page, you would see it. Let me look at the channel. Oh my god, I fucking forgot how much I love this stuff. Shit, I guess it's gone. Motherfucker. Alright, because I had a... Look, it's a mini-me down here. Because I had something where it was a Spotify... Five Finger Death Punch is amazing. Yes, they fucking are. I had something where it was like a Spotify thing. Let me see if I can do this live on stream. I don't know where the fuck I'm going to do with these settings. Because there's something where... maybe not settings. Basically, there was something where you could add widgets. And one of the widgets that I had was... extensions? Maybe that's it. I had a Spotify extension that would show what I was listening to. It's got to be on here somewhere. Maybe it's this? Displays current... Sure, why not? Configure... oh god. This is too much. I don't want any of that. Go away. Alright. Activate. Set as... Sure, set as panel 1. I don't know what that means, but we're doing it. Alright, so... hopefully now, if you refresh the page, it'll show it, but... Yeah, and now it just goes right into the God of War soundtrack. Alright, but anyway. So, one big thing I'd noticed was I was sharing this Twitter page with a bunch of different people. And I was like, hey, I'm trying to get it off the ground, and like I want to just get people to follow it if you can. And someone had a pretty good point. They're like, well, you wrote TTRPG publisher, but so far all you've written about is just D&D. And he said, that's fine, but like there's so many other systems. I'm like, well, fucking course there is. I have that whole fucking shelf I just showed you guys. So I'm trying to look at some of my other stuff too that I want to eventually write some more stuff for. I know I had previously streamed doing stuff for that game Esper Genesis, which is basically 5e in space. But my new thing, I shouldn't say new thing, the next thing I want to look at a lot is a game that I bought this game, and I messaged a couple friends because I want to play it. I want to play it very much. It is the one and only, by Green Ronin Publishing, Mutants and Masterminds, which is a superhero role-playing game. And good God, do I want to play this game. I really do. But, also, another cool story as we go to look at these different things. These are the ones I've made so far. This is all the stuff that I've published. Because I do this through the website Homebrewery, where if you look, it's this stuff where like you I think it's called CSS or Markdown, I think it's called. And basically you do everything over here and it pops out looking pretty professional, like the actual like D&D handbook. So I have these 4 already put up. This is all the other stuff that I'm working on. So this is the thing I'm going to work on in a second, College of the Wordsmith. Against the Tide of the Pirate King is an adventure module that I'm working on that hopefully should be done pretty soon. Pretty soon is a very relative term though. So basically it's an adventure that in my mind would last 5 or 6 sessions. I think in terms of what I've written about 2, maybe 3 sessions. So we'll see how that goes. Leviathan module is something I did for Esper Genesis. That's kind of on the back burner right now. As you can tell by it hasn't been worked on in 2 months. Same with the Sabrex guide. That's a campaign guide for one continent in my homebrewed world. Legionnaire class is the one that's already on DM's Guild. Don't worry about that. Middle Islands guide is... So one of the things I'd done is I had run a poll on the Wandering Pilgrim Twitter account. And... are you using GM Binder? No, I have not. I've heard of GM Binder. I have not used it yet. I've heard it's pretty cool. This specific site is something called the Homebrewery. Let me show you the page it comes up to. So I'll post it in chat as well. So that is the website that I'm currently using, called Homebrewery, where it gives you basically everything to make it into this format. As well as, if you guys are serious about using this, probably the best thing I can give you is this. I'll post this in chat as well. This is called the Homebrewery Formatting Guide, where someone used Homebrewery to make this. But basically what it does is it shows you how to format things different ways. And the cool thing is, the table of contents, you can click on it. Bam. Takes you right to it. So centering text, how to make the text go around an image, how to add the tables, how to take an image like this and blank out the white so it's all in it fits in with the background. I use this all the time. And it shows you how to make a cover as well, which is cool. So like a cover like this, where you have the picture and all this stuff. So if you do, yes, as far as I know, I'm gonna call it Nico. Also, thank you for the follow. Sorry, I didn't see that. My alerts aren't set up yet for this particular type of scenes. But yeah, thank you for the follow. And yes, from what I've seen, it is very similar to GM's Binder. I have not used it myself, so I don't entirely know how it works. Neko. Gotcha. Neko. Nicolaj. If anybody gets that, you're my new friend. That's pronunciation. No worries. So I use this just because I think it's a little bit easier. I haven't used GM's Binder, so I don't know how easy or hard it is, but I've seen a lot of people on the Unearthed Arcana Reddit use it a lot, which is pretty cool. So, like I said, this is the stuff I've already made. This is the cool Twitter account. Like, I even posted, I'm like, look at this, I'm going to start working on all this stuff. Can the code you use to make these be turned into an XML file? I don't know. Like, for instance, let me show you... Well, let's go to what I'm going to work on. So what I'm going to work on right now is I'm going to look at the College of the Wordsmith, which this is a class subclass. It's a Bardic subclass that I've been working on that I'm trying to fix. Because I did one version of it, posted it on Reddit, and somebody gave me a lot of critiques. And they're like, listen, I don't know if this stuff works, doesn't sound right. And I looked back, and I'm like, it really doesn't. So I kind of redid the whole thing. But I'm not entirely sure... Neko, what I would do is, so on this they have the get PDF. So if you click get PDF, you can save it as a PDF, or you can print it, save it to your Google Drive. I'm not entirely sure though with an XML file. But if the one thing I can say though is if I send out the share link, like the link to look at it, there's a button called get source. Let me show you. So for instance, share. So this right here, this is now the website I could give people that they could look at this on their own computer. And then right here is a button that says, it's hidden by the chat right now. Right here's a button that says source. When you click on that, it gives you everything that was written on the left side of that page. I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about, but that's at least what I think you were. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so then we went live. Cool. Okay. What's going on over here? Sorry, I just got some... Okay, cool. Yes, I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to, but that's what I thought, maybe. All right, so get rid of that. Main reason I want to ask is because I want to use this app called Fight Club 5th Edition. Oh, cool. What's that? Couldn't you just hit F12? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I apologize. I'm not very familiar with what XML really is, so my bad. Hold on. Why is my... Oh, hey! There's the there's the email that says Neko just followed me on Twitter. Not Twitter. Twitch. My God. I can't read. You're going to notice very quickly, guys, that when I talk too much, or really just talk at all, I very frequently just, like, mess up. Okay, so, jumping into this. This subclass is something that I had made up because... it's a character sheet app for D&D, and you can import your own races and classes with XML files. I think it's just pages of code. Maybe. That's a really good question, because I know for a fact this is... What is this called? It's called... so it's called Markdown. So this specific type of code is called Markdown, or called... it says it's Markdown with a little CSS. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about, where, like, I don't know how CSS or Markdown and XML go together, but at least that's the information I can give you. I'm not a coding person just yet. I've looked into it. I'm not good at it. Alright, but so going to this, so the idea I had with this class is that, or sorry, subclass. Is that Jonathan Young? Fuck yeah, it's Jonathan Young. I love Jonathan Young. So sorry, I got very angry about that. So basically, I had an idea for a bard that, instead of, like, singing and making poems and, like, being very charismatic, like, kind of like a bookworm kind of person, like someone writing a book. So I was like, I like to write. And, like, I was like, that'd be kind of funny if there's a bard who's all about writing. So I had this idea, College of the Wordsmith, where you're a bard who you are seeking to write the most amazing book ever. Which in the class I call it the manuscript. So you always have your manuscript with you. And the idea was that over time, your manuscript is your spellcasting focus, which I should probably add that in there somewhere. And all your magic is poured into this book and then can be used backwards. Like, you use the book to cast your spells. So the ideas I had, you get 2 things at 3rd level at a bard subclass. So the first one is, actually, speaking of which, I thought I had a Jonathan Young command, don't I? Jonathan Young? Alright. Sorry, guys, I'm jumping around from... Damn it! I thought... Hold on, it's gonna fucking bother me. I really thought I had a fucking Jonathan Young command. And I apologize that my brain is so fucking scatterbrained that I'm gonna keep jumping back and forth from thing to thing. Sorry, I keep jumping to this screen in case I don't want you guys to see something. So I'm going to my commands. Shit, I must have gotten rid of it. Never mind. I had one. But never mind. Oh my God. I'm looking at the list of commands and, like, I forgot how many stupid fucking commands I have. They're so dumb. Okay, anyway. Going back to what I was talking about. With a Bardic subclass, you get abilities at 2 abilities at level 3, 1 at level 6, and then 1 at level 14. So, the 2 that come with level 3 is, I had this idea kind of similar to how Druid's Circle of the Land works, is that as you advance, you get access to different spells in your spell list. So, I tried to match them up in terms of what level spell they are versus what level you are. So, like, at 3rd level, you get Hellish Rebuke, which I think Hellish Rebuke is a 2nd level spell, which you would have that at 3rd level anyway, so you're not getting anything too overpowered. And the reason I picked these specific spells, so there's Hellish Rebuke at 3rd level, Spiritual Weapon at 6th, Wall of Force at 10th, and Divine Word at 14th. And the reason I picked these is because when I think about a bard who's writing, Hellish Rebuke, I had the idea of, like, if he gets hit by something, the words from the book explode out and deal damage. Like, I that's the flavor, at least, I was thinking of when I thought of this particular spell. That he gets hit, and then his manuscript, the words come off the page and, like, poof, explode out. Spiritual Weapon, I thought it was really cool, because I know Spiritual Weapon's a cleric thing, where it's like you make this divine weapon. But how cool would it be if you're like a bard and all of a sudden, like, your whole thing is you're writing your book. So as you're writing and casting your spell, this magical pen or quill just pops out of nowhere, and you use that to attack people. I thought that'd be so cool. So that's why I added Spiritual Weapon. Wall of Force, I thought would be cool because, again, you're casting the spell from the book, and the words come off the page, and the words, like, make this barrier. Like, the words themselves make the Wall of Force. And then Divine Word, that kind of, to me, that kind of fit in. Like, let me actually double check the actual wording of Divine Word. Grimoire. So... Oh, also, if you guys don't have this website bookmarked, you like D&D, let me know. I'll post it in chat. This is a site called the Grimoire. Grimoire, I think is how you say it. Like, I know it's not Grimoire. So anyway, it tells you all different spells. But for this one is you utter a divine word. And the idea is, like, in your book, you've written down this, like, amazingly powerful word. And as you speak the words, it does this ability, which I think is really cool. Like, 50 points or fewer, they're deafened. 40 or fewer, they're deafened and blinded. 30 or fewer, they're blinded and deafened and stunned. 20 or fewer, they're just dead. That'd be really fucking cool. Especially being it's a 7th level spell, and you get it at level 14. I think that kind of fits thematically. Because if I remember correctly, let me... Actually, no, I have the fucking books right next to me. So... Away. New places to see. Oh, Jonathan. You're so talented. 14th level. Yeah, so 14th level, you would have a 7th level slot. So it's not unheard of to have something that powerful. At least that's why I picked those. And the thing I wrote here is for each of these spells, the power comes from the manuscript and is manifested by glowing words and symbols of literature. So basically, I know some of them are written their divine spells or like certain things, but like I wanted just to make it known that your manuscript is the source of your power. So I think I may need to add something along the lines of how the Warlock has the Pact of the Tome, where you have to have it on you at all times. Right? Is that how that works? Let me look it up real quick. Sorry, apologies, guys. This is proof that I am not perfect, and I need to look things up all the time. So Chainblade Tome. Yes, a tome is your patron gives you a grimoire called the Book of Shadows. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, I might... So with it, when you're a Warlock, the Pact of the Tome allows you to choose 3 cantrips from any other class. That's not a bad idea. I might steal that, too, and add that in for this one as well. But that's what I have, at least, for that ability. The next 3rd level ability is something I called Rewrite. Originally, I called it Failing Forward, but I changed it because you're in a book. So the idea is that if you fail... you can expend a Bardic Inspiration die and re-roll the whole thing and take the second die. So kind of like Indomitable from the fighters, but I just had the idea thematically of like a bard like writing something like that's terrible, no, and then crossing out and rewriting it. So like that's why I called it Rewrite. Okay, so would one of their innate abilities be something along the lines of comprehend languages? Because if you're writing the greatest book of all time, wouldn't you want as many as possible to be able to read it completely at once? Yes, Sephiron's, I am literally still thinking about that, because I know Comprehend Language is already on the Bard spell list, but I want that to be something that this class, subclass, automatically gets. So yes, I am absolutely still thinking about that, because I feel like, especially if you're a writer, you would want to be able to read or speak any language. So I need to find a place for that. But yes, you have a great point, and I am doing that. Now the 6th level ability is something that, again, 6th level for all the Bard classes is like where they get their like major ability. So I'm not terribly confident about this one yet. I just called it Quick Write and kind of stole it from the Sorcerer's Meta Magic, where you can make a spell that casts an action into a bonus action. But this one, instead of costing points, it's just, until you finish the long rest. Roll initiative! If you want, and there actually is an initiative. Bam! Ha! 17! My initiative is pretty high, because I'm pretty fucking quick. That's right, baby. There's an initiative command, so you can roll initiative in chat if you want to. Okay, Nightbot has already ruined it. I fucking hate you, Nightbot. I really do. Now, the last ability, the level 14 ability, which my fucking fat head is currently blocking, is This class is also very loosely based around Geoffrey Chaucer from Knight's Tale, Paul Bettany's character. So I loved his quote where like these guys have like taken all of his money and his clothes, and he's like, "I will eviscerate you in fiction." So I stole that, and this ability is called Eviscerated by Fiction. And the idea is at 14th level, you have all this power that you've put into the book that. Oh, you spelled initiative wrong, and that's the problem. Or did I spell it wrong? No, you spelled it wrong, I think. As in they lose it if they or don't have it. Sorry, probably have it tied to their manuscript, as in if they lose it or don't have it on them, they don't have the ability. Yes, I like that. So what I might do then is I'll add in something that when you have your manuscript, you always have access to one. How about this? You always have access of one use of comprehend language, but if you do not have your book or lose it, you don't have it. I think that's a good idea. I like that. But with Eviscerated by Fiction is you start reading from your book, and again, the words come off the page and they kind of just explode out like a thunderwave sort of thing. And it's all creatures that you choose in a 30-foot cone. They make a dex save. And they take 4d8 force damage as they're getting blown back, and 4d8 fire damage because you're getting a sick burn. Ha! Do you get it? Do you get it? Sick burn. Yeah, and then that's the same thing. It's finish it once per, use it once per long rest. So that's kind of the idea I had for that one, which I think it works a lot better. Because originally what I had was when you roll with that attack, it's automatically. You would automatically take like 6d6 force, and then make a wisdom save, and then take psychic damage and be stunned. So someone wrote like it's a little clunky, and it really was. So I based it more closer to how Flame Strike is, which is a spell. It's a 7th level spell, so you get it around the same level. So I think that works a little bit better. Instead of it having being damaged from an attack and then a save on top of that, just keeping it simple and just being it's one save. So that's me. But yes, so going back to what Saffron says, I definitely think I need to add in something about the manuscript. So let's do that right now. So the format's going to get a little fucked up, which I'll fix it as we finish writing. So, boop, 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 boop. Manuscript. And then what I also like to do as well, scratch sheet, is I have a Google Doc sheet that I always pull up because Homebrewery unfortunately does not have a built-in spell check, and so vicious mockery, sort of. That's Saffron's. That's sort of what I was thinking about for that Eviscerated by Fiction, but I didn't want to make it just a really powerful vicious mockery. But I kept thinking psychic because I know Vicious Mockery is psychic, and this thematically was a similar thing. But now I changed it so it's not specifically psychic. It is now force and fire, which I think still works in the scope of the subclass. Yeah, so I always write things in a Google Doc first, make sure they're all spell checked, and then copy them over. Okay, so manuscript. So upon joining the College of the Wordsmith at 3rd level, I always try to make sure it sounds like it's from the player's handbook. So, like, I know, for instance, let's pull this one over here. It's always like when you join the college, upon reaching this level, starting when you do, like at this level, and stuff like that. You gain access to your manuscripts. As we switch over now to Sabaton, because that's just part of my playlist. Actually, do this one because I like this song. We're gonna go directly into the next one. Diary of the Unknown Soldier, followed very soon by Lost Battalion. Here we go. You gain access to your manuscript. Your manuscript becomes your spellcasting focus as well as source of power. While the manuscript... I like capitalizing because I want to... It's a specific thing. So that's why I keep capitalizing manuscript. So while the manuscript is in your possession... see, I can't fucking spell. Again, if the music gets too loud that it's coming through the microphone, let me know and I'll put on my headphones. So now I keep... I'm always worried about that. Because I like not having my headphones on because I don't feel like it's like crushing my head. But if it does, let me know. Is in your possession. You gain access to the Comprehend Languages spell. Alright, so the reason I'm putting the little asterisk there is because within the code that makes it italicized like it is in the actual book as well. You gain access to the Comprehend Languages spell, and may cast... Now here's the thing. So Sephrons, what do you think? Would you do it once per short rest? Once per long rest? I feel like it's a bit too powerful to do at... actually, hold on. Because I had thought for a second about making it an at-will spell. Like, you can just do it whenever, as long as you have the book. But I don't know what level it is. Continual, Contagion, Conjure, Commune, Compelled... Comprehend. One action... Oh, and it's a ritual. Alright, so... Yeah, if it's a fucking ritual, then yeah. They'll make it at will. And may cast it at will. Because I think... In any other instance, it's a ritual, so someone's just going to take 10 minutes. So this class would now make it like, hey, instead of wasting 10 minutes during the ritual, just do whatever you want. As long as you have the book. Should you lose your manuscript... Alright, so this part I'm definitely going to steal from the Warlock thing. So what happens to them if they lose their tome? Perform a 1-hour ceremony. What happens if a wizard loses their spellbook? Maybe that's easier. Replacing the book. So I know that... Okay, so I need to find something what happens if they lose their manuscript. Should you lose your manuscript, you must spend 1 hour you must spend 50 gold to purchase... I have an idea. So purchase a blank book and spend 1 hour rewriting your manuscript. Manuscript from memory. I think that's fine. If they have a serious penalty if the manuscript's destroyed. So I think, should you lose it, you have to spend 50 gold to buy a new blank book and spend an hour writing it. Now, I don't know. Part of me thinks you'd have to have some sort of check to see how much of it you remember. But I also feel like that's too mean. Because, like, the Warlock does the ritual to get it back. The Wizard just has to spend time to rewrite everything. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. Yeah, I think this is fine for right now. Let's play some God of War soundtrack real quick. Alright, let's do that, and then... Bam. Okay, so now I gotta reformat everything, which should be fine. Rewrite, quick write. It's gonna go to the second page then. 'Cause I think... 'Cause I think this is fine for right now. Alright, so now I gotta reformat everything, which should be fine. Rewrite, quick write. It's gonna go to the second page then. 'Cause I think this is fine for right now. Alright, so now I gotta reformat everything, which should be fine. Rewrite, quick write. It's gonna go to the second page then. Okay, so this gets cut and put here. So I'm going to have to make the page smaller. Oh, alright, well it actually all fits there. Maybe I'll put it after rewrite then. Put it in the bottom of this page. Yeah, that actually works kind of fine. Yeah, okay, that fits fine. Probably time per level. I don't know, because I feel like that might be a little bit too mean to do that. Well, you know what? I'm gonna consult my DMing guru. Is Metal available? Metal's not available. God damn it, Metal. I fucking messaged for those who know me. Metal God is another one of my friends that I play Gala games with, and I message Metal constantly. I'm like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? He's like, God damn it. Yeah, I pester him consistently about D&D rules. Yeah, so I don't. So Sephiroth, the thing is, I do like that, but I feel like it does for a wizard spell. My God, words. A wizard spellbook is more or less the same concept I'm going for with the manuscript. So I don't really think that it would need to be anything specifically different. I do think adding the manuscript would be... Actually, you know what? Let me... You know what we're going to do? We're going to put it in one of these boxes instead. Yeah, I like that a lot better, actually. Although, and now, since I did that... Boop, 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 boop. And then do vertical spacing. And then now this should work. Right? Maybe not. Wait, yes, it is working now. What was it? 480, 470. There we go. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. I'm freaking out here, guys. Shit. Maybe that won't fit. God damn it. Because if you're starting out, you wouldn't have much to write if you're near the end of the book. Yeah, I know, but like at the same time, I definitely agree with that. But I'm still going off the whole wizard thing as well, where if you're a 19th level wizard and you have a shit ton of fucking shit. And it even says here, for this reason, many wizards keep backup spellbooks in a safe place. So maybe I'll... keep a backup manuscript in a safe place. I'm gonna do the same thing, because I feel like... I definitely agree with those stuff, friends. That definitely does make sense. That obviously, if you are spending... If you're level 19, you've been writing this book for however long, and I can be like, I remember everything. So, yes, when I add that, it's like, for this reason, you probably have a backup one. Alright, I think I still gotta make this smaller no matter what. Okay, so make the image smaller. Let's do 500. Let's do 600. It's a little bit too high, so we'll do 550. 560, 570, 580, 575. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, so now I can do 390 and 380. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Bam. Now we got all the fit on the same page. We're fucking rocking out here. So I think that, and also maybe I have enough room to throw in a little break here. Yes, I can. Beautiful. Okay, so right there we have the manuscript. And then we have... Actually, speaking of which, what happens if I do this? Does that do anything with this? It does. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to make... So the whole manuscript thing... Alright, sorry guys, I'm basically just trying to double check this because I want to make sure I'm doing... I like to try to keep everything as similarly formatted as possible, so I don't know... Let's do, is it just bold or is it... No, it's 3. Replacing the manuscript. 2, 3. Excuse me. Here we go. There we go. Perfect. So we have replacing the manuscript. Beautiful. And it all still fits. I think that's pretty good. I think we're pretty good with the... I mean, unless anybody else sees anything that's glaring out at them. Also, hold on. Let me, Shit. God damn it. Why is it doing... Why? God, mother of fuck. I hate when it does this. So, right now, the frustrating thing is that even if I drop this down to like 300, it's still pushing this to the second page, of which I don't quite know why. I guess I'll just get rid of the break. What was it, 380? 370. Yeah, 370. There we go. Perfect. So it's more like you have a master copy somewhere that's linked to your manuscript that you carry with you. So if you lose your personal copy, it takes time to reattune. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. Yes, I truly do like that a lot. I just gotta figure out a way to word that. Oh, get rid of this. Why do I still have this in there? That's fine. Okay, oh, what I should also do here is, you learn additional spells. Okay, to use these spells, you must have your manuscript in your possession. Okay, so I think that... There we go. Oh, son of a bitch. Alright, so I like the idea that the extra spells you get only if you have the manuscript on you. Alright, so I really don't like that this is now popping up over here, but we'll fix that in a second. gain access to your manuscript, which is your spellcasting focus, as well as source of power. I'm gonna take this out for right now, only because I'm gonna add this down here. You can only use these spells while the manuscript is in your possession. You may also cast so I'm trying to think of a good way to reword everything. You can only use these spells while the manuscript is in your possession, and may also cast comprehend languages at will, so long as the manuscript. Now that's gonna. Shit! I gotta find a good way to word this. So I want to do something where it says you can only use these spells the way with word spells as long as the book is in your possession, and you also get the comprehend language spells. So we'll do that there. Use these spells. You also may, at 3rd level, cast comprehend. There we go. I'll put it down here. Languages at will, without. Actually, how's that worded? The warlocks have a good way of wording that, where it says you basically cast it at will without using a spell slot. So where is the disguise self one does that too? Cast where I'm at will, and that's comma without expending a spell slot. Beautiful. Now let's see if this works now. If I do this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, it does. Okay, beautiful. There we go. Okay. I think it looks good. Oh, god damn it. Fuck. Part of the text got pushed to the other page. There we go. We got it back. We got it back. Let me just get rid of that break there, just in case, because I feel like that's going to fuck everything up by having that there. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty solid with this, actually. Kind of curious what y'all think. Alright, so in the meantime, guys, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, and you guys can discuss what you like and don't like about it, and then we can move on to yet another homebrew, possibly going on to working on the Against the Tide of the Pirate King Adventure module. But I'll be right back. Don't go there! Wrong screen, damn it! There it is. Ha ha! Okay. Back. At 3rd level, you can cast comprehend language as if it was a cantrip. I mean, I'm just going off the way it's worded in the book, because like when I played my warlock Violetta, who I still play, but she's now a rogue instead of a warlock. Long story. But one of the warlock invocations is Mask of Many Faces, which is just you can cast Disguise Self at will without expending a spell slot. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. So you can also cast. You also may at 3rd level cast Comprehend Languages at will without expending a spell slot. So. Let me try something real quick. Can I, Oh, I have an idea. I have a great idea. Alright, Fluent Reader is going to be something else too. There we go. You may, you can, but you can... There we go. So I'm going to leave it like that. So now, so you have Way with Words, and then there's like a sub-ability. I don't know if that makes sense, though. You know what I mean? I mean, I feel like it makes sense. Let me, you know what I'm gonna do? Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Does that do anything? I'm gonna move this up. Fluent Reader. Put that there. So you have the manuscript, you have Fluent Reader, and then you have all this cool stuff too. Alright, so why can't I do this all of a sudden? Okay, for some reason that works. I don't really know how it's doing that. Son of a bitch. Alright, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna just... So this is always the fun part. Whenever you add more stuff, you have to try to figure out what to do to get it to work the right way. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna just keep copy and pasting breaks until we get where we want it to be. Too much. There we go. I think we're good now. Done. I think now we're done. We're good. So we have the manuscript. We have Fluent Reader. Cool. Alright, so I think we're done with the College of the Wordsmith. Nice. Keep the press sheet up. So we're going to close this out. And now we go back to our list. Actually, let me close this, close that, close all that stuff. So, I'm actually going to leave this up to you, chat, about what you guys want to see. As well as just double checking again if the music from my monitor is too loud and coming through the microphone. Just let me know. Although I am going to change this song. I do love me some Jonathan Young. I'm going to move for something a little bit different. I don't know what yet. I'll know it when I see it. I think. Oh, I don't know why. I'm in the mood to listen to this. Okay, so we have a couple things where we can work on right now. The two main ones that I'm thinking about are three. Is we can go back and look at the Sabrax guide, which is my guide to one of the continents, sort of like a campaign setting almost. Which that one actually has a lot of work done on it, which I am going to show that off real quick. And then we have Against the Tide of the Pirate King and the Middle Islands Guide. The Middle Islands Guide has pretty much nothing done besides just this. So, oddly enough, I forgot I did this. So, I had a really cool idea of... So, obviously in D&D, there's Volo's Guide to Monsters, Mordenkainen's Tome and Foes. So I was like, I wanted to take one of my old PCs and make them like a scholar in my world. So I chose Belhan. I don't know how many of you guys in chat know who Belhan is. But a friend of mine, Caboose, ran a game on Fridays, which he's actually starting up again. I probably will not have time to be in it consistently, but I like to guest if I can. But I played a wizard, a dragonborn wizard named Belhan, who is basically a pubescent dragonborn trying to become a powerful wizard, and he talked a lot like this. This was Belhan. So I had this cool idea of Belhan when he's much older, being this like really powerful wizard who just like goes around and like writes out guides to everything. Like, yeah, I've been here, this is what happens over here. So I called this Belhan's Guide to the Middle Islands. Which is a setting, or which is an area in my homebrew world. So that was kind of funny. So this is basically just my way of doing, making a location guide. Mostly because, and promoting myself yet again, if you do !WPG in the chat, that gives you a link to the Twitter account of Wandering Pilgrim Games, which is where I and a friend of mine have begun posting all of our stuff. So I ran a poll there asking what are some things you guys wanted to see in DM/GM materials, and one of the biggest things was cities and locations. So I'm like, all right, well I can W some location guides because I have this one already, which is about the Middle Islands, and the reason why I picked this one first, mostly is because this is Against the Tide of the Pirate King, which is an adventure that I'm currently writing, and it's set in the Middle Islands. I know it looks professional, doesn't it? But I actually have I use this picture a lot, especially for the Middle Islands, because I think it's just so perfect. It's so perfect. But I have some things about this adventure I've been thinking about as well. Also, we have the Sabrax campaign setting, which this is the continent of Sabrax is an area of Drusada, my homebrew world, that I've been working on making a guide for. And so far, Chapter 1 is completely finished. So we have the introduction, which is just kind of like my, like, hey, look at me. My introduction of what it's all about. And Chapter 1, again, let's just do a common theme here. So this is, the history, which I feel like this needs to be reworked, honestly, but this is the history of Sabrax, more or less. This part is the races, and I added this in mostly because I wanted to have an idea of, like, if you play this race, this is how they fit in to the rest of the world. Starting to get Twitch buffering, Circle of Doomage again. Catch later. Oh, I'm sorry, Sephrons. Well, I hope your buffering stops soon. But yeah, so I made this page because I wanted to do something where if you chose to play, like, I want to play a dwarf or an elf, it's like, okay, cool, here's just a little background to help you in character creation of how those races fit into this campaign, or this setting. And then here we have the factions, which I had a lot of fun making. These are the different factions that dwell within the continent of Sabrax, which is pretty cool. And then we have Chapter 2, which I have not been working on yet, but I'm pretty fucking proud of what I have so far of this. So this one has a lot of work done. Chapter 1's completely done. which is like background information. Chapter 2 is like the... I forget what the actual word for it is, like gazetteer? Gazette? It's an atlas, basically. It's going to have like information and pictures about different regions. 3 is different subclasses or backgrounds within this area. So for instance, I'm going to also add in... actually, speaking of which, I should also... classes and subclasses, because I want to throw in my Legionnaire class that I made is going to go in there as well. Then backgrounds, and then allies and enemies, so just like beasts and NPCs and stuff like that. So I don't know how long this is going to be if I ever finish it, but this is sort of like my biggest work in progress. We'll see how it goes. And then against Start of the Pirate King. So, question for those in chat. How many of you guys use D&D modules or homebrewed adventures or anything like that? Because the reason I ask is one of the biggest things I've been concerned about while writing this adventure is using too much dialogue. And the reason I ask that is because if you notice, every box like this is a dialogue box, or it's something the DM would read out loud. And one thing I'm really worried about is I'm worried I'm giving too much stuff to read, as opposed to just saying, like, okay, so for instance, the whole point of Against the Tide of the Pirate King is it's set in the Middle Islands, and you and the players are members of a pirate crew, obviously. And the idea is they come from the city of Vasica, which, oddly enough, I can show you guys a picture of the Middle Islands because I made one using a program called Wonder Draft, which is super fucking cool. So let me just show it. Middle Islands. So this is the Middle Islands. And so you start out as a member of a pirate crew operating out of Vasica, which is one of the free cities. Free, not three. There are 3 of them, but they are the free cities. So there's Vasica, Samilla, and Lonia. And there's other minor cities here as well. And the idea is the adventure starts with you already fleeing Vasica from the fleet of the Pirate King, who has taken over Vasica, and very quickly you learn has goals to take over the entire Middle Islands. So as you leave, one way or another, you end up on this island, small desert island, with the rest of the surviving crews, and the currently in exile pirate lord of Vasica sends you on a mission to gather up allies from the other 2 cities to then eventually sail back against the Pirate King and win back Vasica. So basically, once you have that, you head to one of the other cities, and each one has a very specific quest line. In Samilla, the one I'm working on right now, is you have to go to the Temple of the Deep and recover an artifact. And then in Lonia, I was doing something more along the lines of uncovering a plot to overthrow one of the current pirate lords. But either way, so as doing it, so I have right here, like, when you're making your way to a building, and then here I have the 4 pirate lords of Samilla, and I also have, like, what they were doing, things they're going to say. So I always catch myself kind of going back and forth about whether or not I want to use more actual dialogue of what they're saying, or just, like, giving the DM, this is the information about each one, this is definitely things that they would say. So, like, during the conversation, allow players to make skill checks, blah, 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 blah. So I always catch myself kind of, why is this song? I don't like this song. Next. Fine. We'll listen to some more God of War. But I'm always worried about stifling creativity, or if I'm giving them, like, read exactly this. But I also keep saying, like, read or paraphrase. So I feel like this isn't too big of a deal, having having this stuff as opposed to just writing out like, you know, like this is what they think, but whatever. All right, so I've made my decision. I'm going to continue working on this one because I really want this one to get released pretty soon. I don't know exactly when, but soon. Because I already have 4 technically, 1 class and then 4 subclasses. So I want to do an adventure module. I keep saying module. It's not totally a module. It's just a very short adventure. Mostly because I watch a lot of Matt Colville, and one thing he had said before that kind of stuck with me is there's not a lot of written stuff that's just like a short couple sessions and then it's done. It's always campaign settings. It's always location settings. And like I want to do something where like if you're, hey, let's take a break from our current campaign and run a quick storyline that takes like 5 sessions. This is it. Hopefully. I think I even wrote that somewhere. Ideally, this would take anywhere from 5 to 6 sessions. I think. I thought I'd written that somewhere. I don't know. I have to double check. I don't think I did. Yeah, but the idea is it would take anywhere from 5 to 6. So basically, I'd planned it out before. So the first session is the escape and getting the quest to gather allies. And then 2 sessions, maybe 3, for Samila and Lonia. So that's, if it's 2, that's 5. And the final session, maybe another one. So anywhere from maybe 6 to 8. 6 to 8 sessions would be getting the mission, choosing where you're going and doing that mission, going to the other city and doing that mission. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's say 3 for one, 2 for another. So that's 6 already. And then fighting the Pirate Lord, which would take 1, maybe 2. So that's 8 max, I think. Alright, so let's keep working on this. So as of right now, so you've been given the quest. So this is the Fable Temple of the Deep. Okay. Yes, so right here. So the idea I have, go to the scratch sheet. There we go. Is they have to track down the Orb of Orneus. And for those wondering about what the Orb of Orneus is, if you go to my World Anvil account, which I think if you do ! Drusada, which I'll throw that up in the chat right now. Bam. That will bring you to this, Drusada, which is the campaign world where the Middle Islands are set, which is bloop, right there. As you can see. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And the Orb of Orneus is a legendary relic. Ornus, not Orneus. Why do I keep saying Orneus? It's Ornus. I fucking made this guy. Why do I keep saying it wrong? Ornus. So the Orb of Ornus is a mythical object from Ornus, who is the god of the Tempest, who was a ancient half-orc, sorry, keep hitting my mic, who was an ancient half-orc pirate who, through a number of heroic feats, was elevated to the godhood and became the god of the Tempest. So the orb supposedly is an item, a relic he used to help him control the oceans. So according to the Pirate Lords of Samila, this orb would allow them control over the ocean, in a way. Now, what the players don't know is that the Pirate King is also after the Orb of Ornus. And when they get to the temple, they'll be dealing with both the current inhabitants, which is going to be some merfolk, because the temple's going to be partially submerged in some areas, and also the forces of the Pirate King. So they're going to be going up against both, which should be pretty cool. So right now, they've already said, yeah. So they've sent numerous parties to the temple, none have returned. Within, it's said to be a treasure beyond compare. Should you be able to recover this treasure? Fleets of similar years. Okay. So you have to do important information about the Orb of Ornus. So what we're going to do is we're going to start writing it as if it's the same as it would be on the in the homebrew page. So listed below are important bits of information Again, I can't. This is exactly why I write stuff here first, because I can't spell. That the players may inquire about before leaving for the Temple of the Deep. Okay, the artifact in... Oh my god. Artifact in the temple is the Orb of Ornus, which I think should be bolded. Because it'll be in the back. It'll have like what it actually does. Mythical artifact from before the gods' exodus from Trusada. Let's say from the world. From the world. Ornus was the... Ornus is the god of the tempest, and the orb was said to hold bits... was hit to hold parts of his power over the sea. Okay, the temple was said to be guarded by Ornus's elite guard, the Drowned. Okay, so the Drowned are going to be these... I think Drowned... Damn it, I keep hitting my microphone. Sorry. I feel like the Drowned sounds too evil. Like, I want to have a name for these merfolk. But I'm not entirely sure what I should call them. Because they're not evil, but they're going to attack the players for trying to steal the orb. Because it's their lifelong duty to guard this artifact. I think the Drowned, I think, still kind of works. But I think when I think of Drowned, I think about, like, undead pirates. So maybe I don't want to call them the Drowned. Shit. What do you guys think, chat? What's a good name for a group of mermaid guardians? Basically, Marrow guardians. And for those wondering, Marrow look like... That's Marrow. They're like merfish people. So I gotta think of a cool name to call them. So I don't know. I still, for some reason, the Drowned. I like the name Drowned. Actually, you know what would be cool? Okay, here's the idea. They're gonna be called the Drowned. Because if there's sailors who drowned and... Like, if... Basically, it's like underwater Valhalla. So, like, if you were a pirate or if you were a sailor and you died honorably but you drowned, you would join the Drowned. And you would be morphed into this entity that served as Ornus's elite guard. I'm doing that. Yeah. By the Drowned. The Drowned... were said to be sailors and pirates who had died at sea. Who had died at sea and proved worthy to Ornus. They are men. They were men and women who had been transformed into something else. Into some into aquatic. Into, I guess, yeah, aquatic guardians. all this stuff is obvious. A Wadic. God, fucking learn to spell, you dumbass. There we go. Alright, so I'm trying to think of what else would players possibly ask that would probably need to be included. So we have the temple. The artifact is the Orb of Ornus, a mythical artifact before the gods next from the world. Ornus is the god of the tempest, and the orb was said to hold parts of his power over the seas. No one knows exactly what the orb does, only that it has great power. We have no plans to unleash its power upon the world, only to keep it safe from those who would use it against us. Okay, so I wanted to put that in there because I wanted, in case they're like, well, why do you want it? Like, what? Like, if it's as powerful, what are you going to do with it? And we have no plans to unleash its power upon the world, only to keep it safe from those who would use it against us. Okay, I think that's a pretty good start for that part, at least. Who'd have thought? Okay, who put the blood in Gladiator? Okay. All right, sorry. I'm adding in this because I kind of want to keep that italicized like that because shit. I'm gonna add that on at the end, like the drowned being like a specific enemy type. So I think that should be good. Okay, cool. I think that's pretty good right there. So listed below are important bits of information the players may inquire about before leaving. So they have what the artifact is. They have who Ornus was. They have what's in the temple, who they are. They have what does the orb actually do, and they have what do you want it for. So I think that's baseline stuff. So I think besides that, I think that a DM could kind of go from there and just be like, listen, enough questions, just go. Okay, so from there, they can now head to the Temple of the Dream. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. So travel through. So I'm trying to think of a name for this section because I want to have something about them traveling and what they run into. Who was I for in school for a cutting gym? All right. To the temple. There we go. Okay. So what I should do now is should probably look up some other adventures to see how they handle. Because the one thing I've realized as well, and I'm kind of curious how many of you guys agree with this, a lot of times in D&D, like, no one really talks about, like, travel time. Like, okay, it takes you 2 weeks, but you get there. Like, there's not a lot of, like, random encounters in some places. I always wonder about stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is grab the DM's guide, wherever that is. There we go. Dungeons Master's Guide. Okay, because I want to look up. Now I forget if the encounter tables are in here. They are. Okay. Hill monsters, grasslands, swamp, underdark, underwater. Sorry, I turned it off. All right, so let me see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna have something along the lines of them encountering something. So once the players make their way out of the city, they must travel through the forests outside Samilla to reach the Temple of the Deep. Actually, so we'll do after their meeting with the shit. I'm doing it again. I should be writing this in the fucking Google Doc, because as you guys all saw already, I can't spell for my life. Okay, so after the meeting with the pirate lords, the players may explore the city to gather materials they may need for their journey. So what I'm gonna do is, so I'm kind of curious if I should include like if I should include actual shops, or if I should be like, they can just leave it like this and it's like they just make up a shop as you go. Because I could always include the shops later on in a different guide, I guess. But I don't know. I always feel like I'm giving too much when I write this stuff. So I'm kind of curious about what y'all think about that. Players may explore the city to gather materials they may need for their journey. Once the players are ready to leave, read or paraphrase the following. Okay, so oh wait, no, sorry, wrong thing. So it's div. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding in the text box. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. So I think I'm gonna just give them a moment here, like, go out, get whatever you need, and kind of leave it up to the DM to make up stores or whatever. Even just say like, yeah, I wanted to buy this, this, and this. Okay, here's the costs. Good. So once they leave, they're gonna have. So I think one of the guards is going to supply them with a horse, maybe. So so as you prepare to leave, you are greeted on the street by one of the... Did I give them a name earlier? Okay. I did not. Okay. By one of the city guard. Greetings. No. So let's say, wait. He calls out. My lords, bid you... Damn it, spell it right. Safe journey. And wish to assist you in your quest. So I say, my lord bids... As he turns and waves to the men behind him, horses are brought forward. And he continues. Let me double check something real quick. So as of right now, the way I wrote it is there's 4 different pirate lords in Samilla. There's Lycos Nicolo, Nala Prelex, Caiape Zervas, and Theravol Daron. And the way I wrote their personalities is 3 of them. One of them is there's a half-elf guy who's Lycos, who's just like, I don't trust anybody. Obviously, Caiape is very aggressive, and Theravol is an elf who's just like, this is not a big deal. Like, this is like... Because I played up on the whole thing of like elves see everything in the long term. So Nala, who is a dragonborn female, she's the only one who's like very friendly. So I think I'm gonna have her give them horses, like say my lady. My lady bids you safe journey, wish to assist your quest. Right, Prelex, is that how I spelled it? P-R... Prelex. Lord Prelex. So I use the word lord for pirate lord, so I know she's a girl, but I still say lord, which is my thing. Would like you to have these. She is aware of the growing threat and wishes you well. Okay, that's good. Short, simple. Nothing crazy. Just something that shows, that at least one person's got your back. Okay, so after that, once the players make their way outside the city, they must travel through the forest outside Samir to reach Temple of the Deep. God of War soundtrack is so fucking good. The trip will take them 3 days. On each day, have a player roll a d20. On a roll of 5 or less, roll on the encounter table listed below. Okay, so I wanted to throw a table on there because I want to give something of like cookie tastiness. God damn it. The fucking stock tables always make me laugh. Okay, so we've got forest encounters. So it'll be D6. 1, 2, 3. That's a 2 again. 3, 4, 5, 6, There we go. Okay, so on a 1, on a d6, this is why I pulled out the DM's guide. So I'm going to look at stuff that they possibly could fight. So I'm going to look between swamp and forest monsters to see what they could fight. So let me pull up a good resource here. World building, Kobold Fight Club, baby. So of 4 or 5 players, swamp. Awakened actually, fuck, what is that thing called? Oh my god. No one's talking in chat, so they can't help me. Damn it, what is it called? It's, Shambling Mound. That's what it's called. Shambling Mound. Shambling Mound. Boom. So, so one of them, so it's gonna be a... Now, how would... Shit. I gotta figure out how they do this. Because again, I know I keep worrying about this way too much, but I really want this to at least look like it's similar formatting. But I know there used to be something where there was a chart in some book where you could roll, and it would say, like, you know, this is, if you roll this, you would end up encountering 1d4 owlbears and something else, 1d6 vine twigs or something. I don't know. Alright, we're just gonna fucking wing it. So I just forget if they're supposed to be bolded or not. Shambling Mound. Shambling Mound. So do one Shambling Mound, and and 2 Vine Blights. We'll do 1d4. 1d4 Vine Blights. Cool. Alright, so now on a 2, I think 6 is definitely going to be a fucking hag. Right? Isn't there a green hag? Green hag coven. Excuse me, what the hell is a green hag coven? Green Hag Coven in the Monster Manual. Is the Monster Manual there? Yes, it is. Alright, give me a second, guys. Grab my Monster Manual. Alright, okay, Dragon. God, I have not looked at the baseline Monster Manual in so freaking long. It's absurd. Actually, speaking. Alright, hold on a second. I'm gonna be right back, guys, because I want to gather up all the books I'm gonna need real quick, because I should have had them in front of me beforehand, if I would have been fucking professional about it, but I haven't been. So, I'll be right back. Back! Okay, I am back. I have the book I need. So the reason I wanted to go grab something is because I have all my D&D books, but I've also got these two. Which, let me go full screen for this, because these books are fucking awesome. If you don't already have these books are awesome. Creature Codex and Tome of Beasts, as I block my mouse with the fucking microphone. These 2 books are awesome. They're really cool. Check them out. Because I really feel like Creature Codex has... Hold on. Manage content. No, set sources. Tome of Beast. Okay, so Tome of Beast is in there. Why did I could have sworn there was a new hag or something in one of these books. Maybe it's in Creature Codex. Sorry, guys. I really wish that I was more entertaining and not just flipping through books repeatedly, but Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. There's a snow hag, which is actually kind of cool to use that later on. There's no hags in this one. D, E. But seriously though, if you are really if you're considering DMing and you really do like it, having these two books, the Creature Codex and the Tome of Beasts, is, I feel like it's almost necessary. Oh, there's a lot of hags in here. There's a blood hag, there's a mirror hag, a red hag. What the hell's a red hag? Sorry, I'm just looking at... Can breathe air and water. Okay. Okay, so a red hag. So a red hag is 7. Because right now with the green hag... What the hell's a green hag coven? I gotta look that up. Super glad you guys came to hang out and watch me look things up in a book. Alright, green hag. There's green hags. And a sea hag. What is a green hag coven? What does that mean? Oh, hag covens. Oh, it's just one giant that's weird. Okay, so green hag could always work. Any environment. Maybe that's why. Hag. Sea hag. Red hag. Red hag would be a medium fight. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Make it a red hag. One red hag. Cool. Alright, so I'll use the red hag from Tome of Beasts. Beautiful. Alright, and then, what else is in this book, actually? Let's keep going. Because this book... So the one... For those who are not familiar with this game... Or this game... With this book, the Tome of Beasts. So the monster manual does low-level hordes and really high-level bosses so well. But there's not a lot of in-between stuff. The Tome of Beasts has all that in-between stuff. And also has a lot of other cool... words. Has a lot of other cool types of things. Like, there's... One of the coolest things that's in this fucking book is... Actually, I'll show it to you. Hold on if I can find it. They have different types of dragons. And they also have one of the coolest... There it is! Go full screen for this. They have something called the Void Dragon. Tell me that thing doesn't look fucking cool as shit. It's amazing. Like, this whole page is just the Void Dragon. It's really fucking cool. If you've not already gotten Tome of Beasts, please do. And just thank me later. Alright, Dragon Eel. Ooh, that's way too hard. Never mind. Maybe some type of eels. Well, no, actually, what, I need, like, lizards. Maybe, I don't know. Ooh, Forest Hunter from Tome of Beasts. Shadow Fae. Get rid of that. So those be pairs. So we'll do 3 will be 2 Forest Hunters. Okay. Trying to find other good things that they would fight in a forest/swampy area. Oh god, the Goat Man. The Goat Man! I remember the Goat Man. Alright, Goat Man... Maybe. I got the red hag. Whoa, what's this guy? A Leshy. So a Leshy, it looks like, is just a creepy naked man covered in vines. Actually, let me show you what I mean. So this is a Leshy that just popped up. I was like, all right, it's kind of cool. Seems legit. Leshy. How many of these would it take to make a deadly encounter? All right, so we'll do 1d6 Leshy. And now what the hell is an awakened shrub? I keep seeing this thing pop up. Is that really what I think it is? Just look at the index here for a second. Awakened shrub. 317. Yeah, listen to me flip them pages. Awakened tree and awakened shrub. Actually, you know what? That might be their own. That might be its own thing anyway. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do 1d8 Leshy. Or 2d6 Leshy. No, that's too hard. 2d4. Let's look at the awakened things. Awakened shrub and awakened tree. So with awakened tree and shrub, how many of each? So if we do 2 trees, maybe 3 trees. So we're going to do 1d4 awakened trees and 1d8. We'll do 2, because even if they rolled max and they got fucking 12 awakened shrubs. What is an awakened shrubs even? Yeah, they're gonna fucking blow through them. So, awakened shrubs. The 1d6. No, we'll keep it as 4. Nope, that's not doing anything. Hold on, what does a wide table look like? That's okay. Okay, so a wide table is a definite no. So I'm trying to think of something that's going to make it so that it's spread out a little more, because I feel like there's not a lot of room. Like there's not a lot of room between the numbers and the shit. Like it's not a lot of room here between these. I'm trying to figure out exactly how to do that. Unless I do, unless I do this. Hold on. Alright, hold on. I'm working on something here, guys. Don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're about to find out. Get this book out of the way. I got too many books. And that kind of does it, I guess. Maybe I bold them? I don't fucking know. There we go. I don't know if that's doing anything, but it makes me feel better. Oh wait, no, I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. I can get rid of this. Sorry, guys, as I'm just stupid. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to open up the Homebrewery guide, and then that's going to help me because I have to do this. Where is it? Where is it? That. I have to add that a whole bunch of times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's so much better. 2. Just the 1. Beautiful. And now I can get rid of the bold because the bold actually looks a little stupid. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so I need one more encounter. Ooh, what the hell is this? There's all weird stuff in these books. Alright, let's go back to this real quick. So, go back to Forest. What do we got in Forest? That's minimum CR2. What, Kobold Hunting Drake. Interesting. I don't know what that is, because I don't have that source thing, so I can't exactly tell. There we go. So Forest, random, let's do random hard. Don't like that. Wampus Cad, Displacer Beast, and Giant Toads. Interesting. Owlbears! Oh my god. 8 brown bears. 4 level 5 players could handle 8 brown bears. Interesting. You know what we're gonna do? Here we go. Kobold. Any environment. Alright, so we're gonna do... They're gonna fight some fucking kobolds. That's what we're doing. Kobold! 1, so we do a kobold, and we'll do a dragon shield. Why not? So... 5 kobolds, 2 dragon shields, and we're still not even close. Kobold Alchemist. What does an alchemist do? Fucking kobolds, my god. They're so shitty. So we'll do, alright. We're gonna, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move this to there. And we're gonna make this, 2d6 kobolds. And 1d4 kobold alchemist. Right? Is that what it's called? Kobold alchemist? Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. They don't have to be fucking hard encounters either way, too. So I should also probably keep that in mind as well. Alright, now let's just double check the spelling of everything. I also just realized just now that 2 days. Because I don't want this to take that long, so I can't imagine having them fight 1,000 different things. So they have to roll 5 or less. So they may even just skip past these as well and never deal with them at all. But I'd rather have them than not. Okay, so arrival. Okay, so they have the information, they have all the stuff, they have the horses, they move through the... You know what, let's make it 10. Because it's only 2 days, so I mean, they might... Who knows? So 10 or less, they get the encounter table, and they deal with the... with one of these. Because I want to make it so... not combat. I want to make it so, like... Travel isn't just like, oh, we're here. Cool, we're done. Okay, so now we have arrival. As soon as the players arrive at the Temple of the Deep, read or paraphrase the following. Okay, first off, I gotta get in the fucking D&D mood here, and I love the midnight, but we gotta switch it up to something a little more D&D themed. And I'm just gonna go straight up to the God of War soundtrack, because the God of War fucking soundtrack is amazing. Go. And I don't even need to shuffle. I'll listen to the whole thing all the way through. Because it's that fucking good. Okay. So, as we continue to write, let me take a quick moment here, guys, to plug a little something for you. Let's go back to my big screen. Behind me is the logo, the working logo. I have a new one in the works for Wandering Pilgrim Games. If you in the chat would like to type out !WPG, that will lead you to the Twitter account for Wandering Pilgrim Games. You can follow us as we get all this new homebrew that we are currently working on. So this adventure module should be out relatively soon. I don't have an exact time frame, mostly because I don't know when I'm going to finish it. But we already do have 4 things already out, with a 5th about to come out later today, actually, because I think we finished it here on stream. So for those watching the stream later on, it should already be out. Also in chat, if you do !DM's Guild, DMSGUILD, it'll take you to a link where you can find all the stuff that I've already posted on DM's Guild, which is 1 full class of my creation, and then 3, and if you're watching this later on, now 4 subclasses. And eventually, this adventure module. Okay, so we got our God of War music on, we're in the D&D mood. Let's start working on the description of the Temple of the Deep. So while we do that, let's actually look up, let's look up a picture. Fantasy Submerged Temple Ruins. See what comes up. I don't want like a full-on, I don't want like fully underwater, no. Forest Temple Ruins. Okay. Ooh, I like that a lot. Okay, so this is our inspiration. So this is what the players see when they arrive. Okay, let me pull this over onto my other monitor so I can look at it at all times and be able to... Okay, here we go. Equals... descriptive... Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Alright, so going back to our scratch sheet. The ride through the forest, god damn it, has been, I don't want to say rough, obviously. The ride through the forest has been long and winding. For the past 2 days, all you have seen is thick forest and overgrown underbrush. Finally, as you break through a cluster of trees, your eyes immediately spot something new. In front of you, you see a stone structure completely overgrown with wild moss and vines. Tree branches and tendrils of... So, wild moss and Vince. Who's Vince? And get rid of that. So, tendrils of wild vines. Reach out around the ruins as if the forest itself wishes to swallow the ruins. The ruins whole. I like to be very descriptive, in case you're wondering. Okay. You have arrived at the Temple of the Deep. Oh, there's even a little thing in this picture too. Cool. Looking ahead, there sits a small entranceway with the walls around it collapsed inward. There doesn't seem to be any movement or signs of life here. Alright, the way in seems open and almost undisturbed. I think that's good for right now. Okay, so with that, we now have to make the actual map of the temple, which I'll end up doing that off stream because I don't want to have you guys just sit and wait through me fiddling with a map and trying to figure out what's going to work. But I do actually have I almost said app. A program called Dungeon Painter Studio, right? Is that what it's called? Dungeon Painter Studio? Yes, Dungeon Painter Studio. So I like to use that a lot to make my maps. So I'll probably end up making the temple and then going off and probably working on what each room is, what enemies are in each room. So we know for a fact the temple has Marrow in it. It has the Drowned. who are Ornis's ancient bodyguards. And then we have the forces of the Pirate King. So those are the two enemy types that are going to be within the Temple of Deep. So we'll do that. We'll probably rework the introduction to the temple, because the thing is, I love this picture. I love this picture, and I really want people to think of this when they arrive. So I'll probably go back and... Ooh. Oh, that's cool, too. Yeah. I'll probably go back, and I'll rework everything, but to make it a little bit more evocative, so to speak. But yeah, I definitely want that. But I think so far we got some pretty good stuff. We finished off the information. We have them leaving the city. What the fuck? Why? What? Who is texting me and why? What? Okay. Go away. It's my mom. Why is my mom picturing? Mom is so weird. My mom's down in Florida visiting my grandfather. She's like, look at this picture I found. Thanks, Mom. Alright, Alright, so we have the forest encounters. We have at least the arrival text block. So we'd have to just work on the dungeon itself. Cool. I think we got some pretty cool stuff done. Also, why is this like not... Whatever. Alright, anyway, so we've done a lot of good stuff today. Let me jump over to here real quick as we're getting ready to wrap up. So thank you guys all for coming and stopping by. I really appreciate it. I'm going to also upload this to my YouTube channel as well. I don't know if I would make a separate channel for just homebrew stuff, like moving forward. Definitely not. I'm not going to do it for Twitch. I know that for sure. I'm just going to leave everything on my personal Twitch channel for the time being, unless my partner decides to start doing stuff, and we'll work that out later on. Because he hasn't worked on it. He is working on stuff, but he hasn't published anything yet. So very soon, I will keep you guys updated. And speaking of keeping you guys updated, if you want to stay updated, bam, there's that. The Twitter account for the Wandering Pilgrim Games, where all this stuff's going to be posted, as well as the link to all the stuff that I have personally made so far on DM's Guild. Anything my partner makes, I'll put up there as well. I think he's working on some location stuff right now. I'll have to talk to him later on. And our next board meeting. Board meeting is just when we meet for D&D, because he's my DM in my in-person game, so we work on stuff. And then also, on top of that, bam, that's my personal Twitter. That's not how you spell Discord, you dumbass. And that's the Discord. So join all those things. Follow everything. Follow everyone. Everybody love everyone. All right. So on that note, I'm gonna get going. But before I do, I'm going to try to find someone to send you guys to keep the nerve going. You know what? Let me who's streaming Dungeons and Dragons right now? Let's spread the nerve. Spread the nerve. Anybody homebrewing? If anybody's homebrewing, I'll send you guys to them. Hey, look, there's me. I'm on that list. Cool. Yeah, looks like everybody's just playing games right now. But you know what? I'll send you guys over to... I don't know who I'm gonna send you to. I'm gonna send you guys over to Ven. Why not? Let's just keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. So I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna send you guys over to Ven. Be sure to give him a follow as well. He's a pretty cool dude. And have fun. But until next time, guys, I will catch you later. I have been Bad Chili from Wandering Pilgrim Games. And I'll catch you guys next time. Brr.